Hi everyone, it's Fiona Marks here from fionamarks.com. I'm a Vedic astrologer and I'm so happy to be back with you chatting about astrology and parenting. This is sort of the second part of the series. We got together with Amy, the parent coach, a few months ago and talked about some of the ways that astrology can be really helpful in understanding your own parenting styles and dynamics that come up within the family. And it really led me to want to share in more detail those complex family dynamics that we have and how astrology can help us tease those out. So here we are exploring family number one. This is the second video. In the first video, we talked about the mother and what might be going on in her relationship with her the way that she wants to parent, so her parenting style. And we're building our way up to this big map. But now let's begin to look at, having built up the map to this point, we've talked about the mother, let's get into video number 2. And in this video, we're going to stay on the mother's side and look at what has the mother picked up from her own parents, and how will that be shaping her approach to parenting. And when we do that, we're looking at this through the mother's chart. And you may agree or disagree with whether you can see other people in one person's chart, but I am using this as if I'm looking at the mother's chart and I'm looking at her relationship with her parents, not their birth charts. I don't know anything about their birth charts. I'm just looking through the mother's chart. And when I'm doing that, I want to look at the 4th house and the 10th house. The 4th house for our relationship with the mother and the 10th house for our relationship with the father. So let's get into it here. The 4th house, we've got, it's down on the bottom row there, the second box along the left, numbered 4 and with Venus in it. It is the sign of Scorpio, which means it is ruled by Mars. This tells us that the mother could very well be a deep and thoughtful person. There might be someone who is drawn to understand things and investigate things, and a lot of that, still waters run deep, like a lot more going on, and our own demons. With Scorpio, we've got, it's a water sign, but it's still dark water, deep water, and it is in it's like where all of that inner psychology. Scorpio is the sign that helps us understand all of those hidden forces. So could be someone, quite a deep person. We have to notice that it is ruled by Mars, which is a malefic planet. So this is probably from the perspective of the mother, which is the person we're looking into. This is probably a challenging relationship between the mother and her own mother, the mother's mother. We do know that Mars is in Sagittarius here on the corner, and that would be the 2nd house from Scorpio. So this mother, the mother's mother, is going to feel responsible as the caretaker of the immediate family. And we know with Mars, has a very strong sense of right and wrong. So probably very open to being responsible. Mars has that natural propensity to take responsibility. And here it is in the 2nd house. It's going to want to take responsibility for the family and sees that immediate family as its domain. However, we already know from our previous video that Mars is shaming the Sun and the Sun is shaming Mars right there in the 5th house. So this is a Mars that is representing the mother in this chart, and is representing the mother's mother in this chart, and it's getting a lot of intensity and pressure because of this position with Mars and the Sun being together. So it's someone who may feel under a lot of pressure. And then we have Venus in the fourth house. And Venus and Mars are neutral to each other, but they kind of approach life in opposite ways. um, they certainly can make good partners with each other, but they also can, it can create tension because of extremely different ways of seeing the world. And with Mars feeling so challenged there in Sagittarius, perhaps Venus, which in this case happens to be the father, being right there in the fourth house, may feel to the mother that the father is interfering. Let's catch up now and catch up with the father. That's the blue box on the top row, the third box there, house 10. Taurus, ruled by Venus. What do we know about Taurus? Has a reputation for being grounded, perhaps stubborn. In terms of parenting style, this parent may have been perceived as being, supportive. It's a gentle planet, right, Venus? So more diplomatic and just softer in general. And where is it? It is in Scorpio, in the seventh house. We've already mentioned that the shamed Mars might be finding that all a bit too much, having Venus there in the fourth house. So we've got some conflicting indicators here. There's tension, the mother, the father perhaps being in the mother's domain and that not being welcome, limiting the ability of the father to be effective there with the Mars that's feeling so intense. So let's put that on our map now as we're building up more information about the relationships that are happening in this family dynamic. We know we've already spoken about the mother. From her perspective, she relates to her mother through this Martian style of relationship. That means that the mother perceives her mother as being challenging. And we know because of the Lajatati Avashtas that are taking place with the shaming there, that this is going to be an intense and difficult relationship. In fact, remember the mother is Leo ascendant. So the sun, the mother's mother is represented by Mars in the chart, creating the exact Lajatati Avashta dynamic that was so challenging. Remember, Mars and Sun are friends, so there's going to be a real closeness between these people, but at the same time, they're going to both have high expectations of themselves internally, but also high expectations of the other. They're both malefic planets, so they're going to expect that the person lives up and meets and is demanding. It's demanding the person to meet their expectations. So it could be quite tense between the mother and the mother's mother. But also we have another relationship here, which is with the mother's father. This is Taurus, ruled by Venus. It's going to be perceived, the mother's going to perceive her father in a more gentle way. Maybe have an easier relationship. However, the nature of the placement of these two is there's going to be tension there of the mother wanting complete domain, perhaps the mother's mother wanting complete domain, and the father being in that fourth house. So some tension between those. Okay, so here we are, part 2. We've built up a little bit more of the mother's side of this family map. I look forward to chatting with you again soon when we're going to keep building on these relationship dynamics.